Right, I went on one of these security sites. They're advertising, well, a guy was advertising door supervisors. They have to be professional, very neat, blah blah blah, the usual, you know. They want the earth, going to pay very little for it. But he wanted them self-employed, and he wanted them at £10 an hour. Now, if you think about that, self-employed doesn't mean you ain't going to pay tax, because you are going to pay tax. That's the law. It happens. They'll catch you out and you're done. The government always gets their money in the end. Okay, the odd time you might get away with it, but on a long term, you're not going to get away with it. The government's realised that a lot of doormen have been getting away with not paying tax. Well, that's going to end, or it is ending right now. So be aware of that. £10 an hour, less your tax, you're talking around £8.50 an hour. Okay. Now, you might think, well, even on PAYE, self-employed paying tax, that's the same everywhere. Up north, it's the same, blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about up north. Guess where I'm talking about? Guess. I'm not only talking about London. I'm not only talking about inner city. I am talking about the West End of London. This is premier venues. It could be opera houses, it could be theatres, it could be top clubs, yeah? I'm talking about premier venues. And this guy wants you on self-employed, and he wants to pay you £10 an hour. What the fuck is going on? That's what I want to know. Now, he put it on this site, this Facebook site, I saw it. So I decided to ask him whether it was just a fucking joke. Are you having a laugh, is basically, or did I say, this is a joke, right? Something like that, yeah? So he came back at me and said, well, it's obvious by your attitude that you're not interested, and basically told me off, saying I'm unprofessional to even make a comment. Really? Well, my response to that is, I'm part of the proposed security union. We highlight the SIA UK, and we highlight individuals like this. He didn't like that. In fact, I got the moderator onto me, who had a right go about me, saying we've got a rule that you can't bitch about wages. You just can't bitch, you say nothing. Well, first of all, when I get home, I'm going to remove myself from that site, because I do not want to be part and parcel in aiding and abetting a healthy site on Facebook that encourages low minimum wages for people in London, when the cost of living there is very, very expensive. And bastards like those individuals that are reaping, no doubt, huge profits, or if they're not, then they are aiding and abetting these venues that are making vast amount of money, and they are reliant on door supervisors to do so. So either way, I don't want anything to do with a site like that. So I'm going to remove myself from that. To me, any site that is encouraging wages in the premier area of the inner city of London at £10 an hour self-employed is taking the piss. Seriously, taking the piss. And it should not continue. And we, as people in the proposed security union, have a responsibility to stand up for everyone, and to stand up for these poor guys that are being offered ludicrous hourly rates. Now the point is that a lot of you might say, just shut the window, a lot of you might say, well, in the end, it's their choice. And this is the argument we get all the time. Well, I'm offering a certain hourly rate. It's their choice to take it or leave it. Is that really so? I don't believe that's so, and I'll tell you why. A lot of these people are being forced off unemployment. And to a certain degree, I agree with that. Okay? They're being given the training to be door supervisors, and they do have to start somewhere. However, this job is totally different to that. Okay? And I'll tell you why. He no doubt will be asking for a lot of experience. He's asking for a professional type attitude. He's asking for really, really smart individuals for premier sites. He's not going to have shirt fillers in there. All right. So we're talking about experienced doormen, because anybody else ain't going to last long. The managers of those venues, you know, we're talking multi-million-pound venues, are not in any way going to have shirt fillers in their venues. They just won't have them. Yeah. So he's wanting clearly experienced, veteran door supervisors for £10 an hour, self-employed, less £2.50 for £8.50 an hour. Do you think about the travel costs to get to those venues? Yeah, it's London. And remember, a lot of these guys ain't got cars, so the travel costs for them to come home at unsociable hours. So that's for me. That's my bit of stand-up for this weekend. Whatever site you were, I can't remember, but I'll get back, I'll know. You can go and fuck yourselves, because I will not be part and parcel of a site that encourages such low wages. And I will give credit where credit's due. There are plenty of sites out there now that are saying that we will not allow certain minimum wages on our sites, and I respect that. But this lot of shite, you'll find him. If you look, he's one of the top guys on the top list advertising these jobs on inner city London. So that's my rant in the car after being to Ziggy's in Rotherham gym. Okay, I was there not for long because I want to get my head down. I want to get my head down because I'm working till about 3:30 in the morning. Then I've got like an hour's drive home. Okay, speak to you later, guys. Bye for now.